Yo, 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 what's up, everybody, man? Yeah, we're back again, right? We're talking again. I got two good brothers in the room with me, man. Buff from yesterday, OGGO. He's not here today, but we got a substitute teacher in the building. Drop your chair a little bit, man. You good? You straight? You comfortable? There you go. There you go. Right? I feel a little bit better. High up in the sky. Buff, move over just a little bit. There you go. Right. Man. Come on, Jeremy. Don't worry about don't be watching. You said you wanted some smoke, man. I'm gonna give it to you, man. I'm definitely gonna give it to you. Listen, man, we're just having a conversation up here, right? Because yesterday we had a great show with Gio and Buff, man, where we were talking about, the decisions that we make and why we made the decisions we make and the amount of love that we have in this community. And trust me when I tell you, right, there's a ton of love in this community. It just might be misguided, right? And I think that's what Buff was talking about yesterday, right? That misguided love that we think is, because we were talking about how, Gio saw the game being for him, but said it wasn't for Jamar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at that point we started talking about self-love.
Right.
Like he said, his phrasing was like sort of like the glow that you see on somebody, like what's that, Bruce Leroy, the
Right.
movie Last Dragon or whatever.
Right.
He said he's seen that, or they seen that within Solo because of his basketball acumen. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, what I was trying to explain to Gio is we got to have that same self-love for ourselves, man. If I want my best friend to win, you see what I'm saying? I want him to win. I want to win with him. I don't want him to go off and be successful, and then I'm home saying, I remember I knew him win. You see what I'm saying? Like I want to help. I want people to help me make the decisions that make me a better person. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Get into that microphone, bro. We can't hear you. You ain't
You gotta
sharing.
think about how many people we have with that mindset though. Like what you saying, that's natural, but at the same time it's selfish. Why would you want to see somebody stay where you at if you can't succeed? Shouldn't you be happy for that person?
Nah, like it's not that you can't succeed. It's that you should want that same drive for yourself. Like I want everybody to win, but I don't want nobody to win more than I want myself to win.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's just a fact. I'm not no hater, but I want to win. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't say, all right, I want you to be super, super dope, man, and I'm just gonna be running the mill. Like that can't be my goal or my aspiration for myself.
Right.
No, I understand that. So you had this aspect in jail, right? And you see somebody go home, right? When you see somebody go home, you just sitting there like, damn, like I wish that was me.
See,
And
but
it's
you
like,
know,
I'm not hating, but I wish that was me right now.
yeah, everybody,
And
nobody
it's
want to
like-
be away from their family.
I mean, no, but it's just that's life though. That's life. Like you'll see that, like you have friends that, oh, he got a good job, he left the hood, or he doing better than me. You understand? And it's just kind of like it's selfish in a sense. It really is that you.
See, but drug selling, right, and the whole criminal lifestyle is a self-serving disease, bro. Like it's about you. It ain't really never about nobody but you. Now we can phrase it and say, okay, I'm looking out for my peoples and I'm doing this for that person. I'm doing this for that person. But in the overall reality is you looking out for you. You see what I'm saying? And then it has to be a level of honesty with yourself because I know I was looking out for me. You see what I'm saying? Like I know I was looking out for me. If it came down to like me having to buy like two people two people that I love something, and it's a chance that I want something, I'm gonna look out for me and I'm gonna circle back the wagons for them.
And it's kind of like I understand and I respect that mindset, but it's like confusing with how shit go on now. So you say that, right? And then a motherfucker turn around and say gang, right? Now what does that represent when we say gang? All right, so you like that's basically a family. All right, I want what I want for me, what I want for my brothers, right? But in the same conscience, you saying, "Oh, I want to be up more than my brothers."
See, but the whole time and everything, like it's chiefs and it's Indians.
Yeah.
So the whole time, somebody has to be the chief and somebody has to be the Indian. So what you saying in the conversation with yesterday, the aspect yesterday was that he was elevating his friend to chief. And I'm gonna relatively be an Indian. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna be an Indian. I'm gonna put myself as I ain't gonna say a pawn, but I'm gonna be one of the people that sacrifice for the hood. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm a sacrifice for the hood so you could be good. You see what I'm saying? So that to me didn't make too much sense because I could be good. Like we just talked about if you can put together something, your provisions, you can make some money doing something, anything legal. Like if you can turn it around, if you can see the discipline, the self-discipline and the hustle is to stack the bread. So the whole thing is, if you can stack the bread, you can stack the bread. It don't matter what you're doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But our wants and our desires come in between there. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm stacking a little bit of bread, but I want big sneaks and big clothes and big cars. The money is
stack
never
your money
never going to pile up.
It's never gonna pile up.
It's never going to pile up. So the whole thing is my wants and my desires. I'm cool. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I'm floating, my boat floating, and they feeling me, and my name is ringing bells, then maybe I only want the desires.
I mean, it's hard to determine what a person wants, right? Usually you have people that show you their hand, right? But how do you know how honest somebody's been? Like we all been in the streets, and you see that one person, you be like, yo, he's up. You
See, but that's the whole thing. You supposed to think I'm up. I don't care if I don't have nothing.
Why?
Because
why
the
is
whole
it okay for you to think that I'm up?
because the whole time the hustle is because you'll come give me your money, bro. A lesson one of my old heads told me, man, jokers will buy it because you have it. You see what I'm saying? Because you are who you are. So the whole time, man, they'll come outside, man, and be like, yo, man, I got this for the low. And then everybody raised their hand, me, look out for me. But the whole time they know it wasn't right.
I just want the black and white. And it's kind of like,
But it ain't never black and white because
it
it's
is.
gray.
It's black and white when you make it that way. It's
Nah.
not black and white when you got people candy coat shit, or you got people that feel like I don't have to show you my true colors.
See, but variables, bro, like variables, it's things that you can't account for. It's things you can't account for. So you can't say everything black and white because like, all right.
No, I'm not saying that everything is. I'm just saying I would prefer it to be that.
Oh,
way.
sure, like we all
Because
would.
it's easier to read, and now you got people out here portraying to be people that they not. You got people out here to portraying, oh, I'm this person, and you're not. You're just a middleman.
But the whole point is why.
Why? I'm glad you asked me. I'm gonna ask you the same
All right,
thing.
the whole point is why is so they can maneuver. So I can maneuver and
It's
I can
maneuver
hustle.
and manipulate the same thing.
Not yet. Maneuver and manipulate is not the same thing. All right, maneuver can be a total legitimate move. It could be a strategic move from right to left. That's a maneuver. All right, a manipulation is I know something that you don't know, and I'm going to use it to get you to do my bidding, my will. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to get you to do what I want you to do. That's me manipulating you. I can manipulate you before you even come in the room because I already know what you want. Like, all right, yeah, you never see the friend. The friend would be like, yo, I know he want to smoke. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't rolling that shit. Here, roll that shit. Because you already know he want to get high. You see what I'm saying? So what he gonna do? Thanks, good looking. That's manipulation, bro. Because you wanted to smoke 20 minutes ago, but you waited for him to come sit down. You feel me? You waited for him to come around because I'm just not doing it. But then it's another part of that. It's a power control aspect to that too. Now the power control aspect is because more than likely, if you can get a person to roll your shit, then you his boss.
You right. I ain't gonna lie to you. You somebody roll you.
What it is, because anybody else is their own boss and be like, man, you get the fuck out of here. I ain't rolling that shit. Roll your own shit.
Yeah, motherfucker gonna tell you, get out my face. You do your own shit.
Exactly. So therefore, you
that's
his
okay,
boss.
but somebody who is benefiting off of it, a beneficiary, is gonna roll it because I get high for free now because you just asked me to roll.
See, but now perspective again, man. I'm gonna be talking about perspective on this show a lot, man, because perspective is you missed over the power and control. You missed over. I can get him to do what I want him to. You see what I'm saying? Now you got to talk about, are you a decent person? Because now I done seen dudes ass rag their homies in front of chicks, yo. You see what I'm saying? Because it's that boss element. You see what I'm saying? We the same age, but we ain't doing the same thing. So if I say, man, go to my car and get that shit. You feel me? And you be like, no, fuck you mean no? And that in front of a chick, that's disrespect.
Absolutely.
And you is my homie? You see what I'm saying? But that's
you're not home. You're
exactly. So you gotta watch the fake love. That's what P introduced the show about. The introduction of the show was about people being young, having a perspective, thinking people might be looking out, and they may be looking out. But then it's also the fake love. You gotta understand the difference between a victim and a victimizer.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, the fake love thing is just more so with society and reality today. You feel me? People show fake love in order to get what they want out of people.
See, but it's all fake.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
Nah,
Like,
not all of it.
it's listen to me. All right, listen. All right, how many people?
It's authentic in some of this shit. It's not all fake love.
How many people wrote you?
What, when I was in jail?
Yeah,
2, 3.
was they people you was running with?
Yeah.
All right, so how many send you clips?
I'm saying 2, 3 people.
All right, so out of all the years you was running, how many people was you running with about?
Yeah, more than 2, 3 people.
That's my point, bro. I got a
No,
letter.
and you know what? We don't learn those lessons until we go to jail.
See, but the whole time you don't have to go to jail. If I'm telling you, I'm older than you. I'm 46. How old are you?
No, I'm 33. I understand
All right,
that.
but I'm
what
telling
saying,
you,
how
that's-
do we get this message to somebody 22, 21?
All
That's
right.
what matter right
Now listen to how you get the message to somebody 22, 23. All right. I'm gonna be honest. This is how you get the message to somebody 23. You pull them to the side. You pull them to the side. You put them not in front of their homies, not in front of no where it can go left. It's no beef. It's just us having a conversation. I'm gonna look at you in your face and I'm gonna tell you I used to do X, Y, Z, and this is what happened. Now, when I talk to my son, I say, "Yo, son, how many friends you got?" My son was like, "Dad, I got like 30 friends." I said, "Yeah." I said, "How old?" I said, "Son, you 10 years old, you got 30 friends." I said, "I'm 46. I'm gonna just say I had 30 friends too." All right. So from you being 10 with 30 to me being 46 with 30, I can tell you who didn't make it and why they didn't make it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I can tell you I can tell you where they went left at. I can tell you how many of my friends made it to school, went to college, and got good jobs. And it's just as well I can tell you how many of my friends are in the ground or in the penitentiary. You see what I'm saying? So it's like perspective. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to take it how it is. It's just how it is, bro. It's just like you got to want more. You see what I'm saying? And as you want more, you can explain to your kids and explain, oh, this is why we move the way we move.
I mean, so what I understand about it is, man, and some of my biggest mistakes that I made is not being selfish. And we talked about this a little bit earlier about like you win this game for yourself, and I don't have that ambition or that heart to be in it for myself because I was always wanting to see people around me being successful too. But again, when you make these consequences and you make these faults and you go to jail, again, 2, 3 people wrote me. So while I'm trying to be for everybody not for me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's about literally taking these lessons you get and just learn from them. And don't get me wrong, I'm only 33, you 46, but I learned enough lessons to understand that I can't take that route no more. And I'm mad it took me so long to get to that point, but I still understand.
But I don't want you to do it. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't want you to have to learn a lesson that been taught throughout the city for generations.
I wasn't willing to listen.
You see what I'm saying? Shout out to my old head Ty, man. Tawheed over the east side, man. Tawheed at Andell shop over town. Tawheed told me a long time ago, man, young boy, you keep throwing rocks at the penitentiary, one day you're gonna hit it.
Yeah, I heard that.
You see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, man, it's like, man, people been going up the whole time. How many people you know been to Graterford?
Everybody.
All right, so did they tell you about the 2-draw rule until you got there? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, you hear stories about this stuff though, but nobody tell you how serious it is.
That's my point,
it's a joke,
yo.
What you
That's
want your
my
body
point.
sent to?
That's my
What you
point.
want your body sent to?
Until you there, and then you realize, man, this shit ain't no joke.
Nah.
Sentence sheet say you get out 2-3 years. It's your first night.
Yeah, that shit hurt like that.
You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, with you, bro, what I'm understanding, what I'm hearing from you, bro, is your passion is on 1,000, which is a great thing. But you can't, like, you gotta win. And with our people, they gotta see you win. You see what I'm saying? It's sad to say, but in a lot of cases, they gotta see you win so you can help them win. You see what I'm saying? Before you win, they're not gonna believe you're gonna win. Before you win, they're not gonna believe you're gonna win. How many people I bet Jaleel probably was like, yo, listen to this beat. You see what I'm saying? Like, listen to this beat. Don't this sound dope? And they probably was like, Jaleel, it's all right.
It's all right.
You see what I'm saying? It's dope. It's all right. But they never thought he'd be a Grammy Award winning artist. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like some people, their whole outlook on life is minuscule, man. They don't want nothing. I'm good, man. Just think, man, like it's people, like you got friends in Philadelphia? Yeah. All right, so my whole time, so you got somebody that's cool and they from Germantown, Uptown, they probably never been to the gallery. At all.
And that's what you saying is the role I try to play. And it seems to be my downfall when I'm trying to take people to experience different things, or I'm trying to take you out of your comfort zone. You know why? Because we get so comfortable, even people in the city get so comfortable right here, right? We forget it's a bigger world out there.
All right, so how did you inherit that job?
Inherit what? The job that I have right now?
The job of making sure everybody, you know what I mean, get their sense of awareness and heighten.
It's not a job. It's just what I prefer to do with my time. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm in a situation where basically they like, yo, you have to help the community. Me being home, you have to help the community, right? But when I got out here, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't work the way I wanted to, bro. So they did tell me, yo, not retreat, but yo, you got to take care of you first. I had to get a job, I had to get off my feet, get my crib and stuff situated. You know, I got a son, I got to take care, I got responsibilities. So with those responsibilities, cost money. So I spend a lot of my time at work. But when I get off of work, I'm doing writing, I'm doing things productive. I don't want people to go through what I went through. I don't want brothers to go through the same situation. But we got to be sitting here 10 years later having the same conversation with somebody where it's taking place now.
So this is what I'm gonna suggest to you, bro. We gotta win. We gotta win. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story. All right. My story is like I'm from Chester. I'm from the East Side. I was part of the problem for a long time. You see what I'm saying? Like glorifying whatever. That's just what I did. You see what I'm saying? So I made a decision. I came to a decision whereas though rock bottom. I lost my best friend. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I'm done. But at the time, I was already sentenced. You see what I'm saying? Like, and they basically told me like, yo, you can't get in no trouble, or it's a wrap. You see what I'm saying? They didn't say locked up, catch another case. They hit me with the, yo, you can't get in police. You can't be detained. You see what I'm saying? Like, they wanted my situation off the street so bad, you can't be detained. You detained, triple RI is out the question. Now, triple RI, for people who don't know, is reduced recidivism. I mean, whereas though, if you're a nonviolent offender, the media courthouse give you like 3-4 days off of each month of your sentence.
That's what they did. The 666, right?
Huh?
777, 7 months upstate, 7 months halfway out, 7 months in.
See, I was this 10 years ago. It wasn't.
it's different.
Yeah, it wasn't even no ifs, ands, or but. Know what I mean, I actually got documentation. The DA at the time was like, "Yo, you got to take the ride, bro. Like that's just what it is. You got to take the ride."
No, you still got to take the ride nowadays,
yeah.
but I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people don't get offered it, but when you get it, like they pretty much tell you that's what it is. It's either 666 or 777. You do 7 months upstate, 7 months at a halfway house, 7 months on house arrest, or probation or parole. And if you complete that whole entire thing, with you, they'll let you off. You know what I mean? But again, it's the same thing as far as it just not being for violent offenders, which is not like.
All right, so I had the mindset when I went up. I had the mindset that yo, I'm just done. Like it was out of me. You see what I'm saying? Like I wasn't sleeping good. You see what I'm saying? All that shit. Like I just wanted to be done. So I went up state with an open mind. You see what I'm saying? Like jokers come at me like, yo, try and get with my team. Yo, pass this number to your homie. Tell your man I'm around. I'll be out in a little bit. I was done. I ain't doing no relations. I ain't doing no connections. Nothing. Like in my mind, like I just was like, I'm good. You see what I'm saying? So then when I got into the program, when I finally got to my jail and got into the program, and I was just honest about like what I was doing out there and how was I moving and the reasons why I was doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, damn, I want to jump on her. Like that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I don't want it no more. Like, I don't want it no more. I can do something different. You see what I'm saying? I can do something different. Now, in doing that, I came home and I was very energetic into anti-violence crime in Chester. Before I touched, it was like right after the Minaret John. You see what I'm saying? So the whole time I come home and I jump right in with Corey Yacht, 2 feet. Like, listen, man, young boys put them hammers down. Now here it is, 10 years later. Like you said, we still having these conversations. But my thing was, it was like they would listen to me because I was energetic and I was a fresh voice because I was home. But I couldn't get no gainful employment. You see what I'm saying? Behind it, it was like, yo, like, and then nothing. So I just chose to continue working like with kids, but I chose to do it with football. Like I'm gonna work football, I'm gonna coach football and mentor kids that way, and try to get them young. You see what I'm saying? But now, like I went back to school. I went and got my bachelor's degree in psychology, and then I also went back and got a master's degree in psychology.
No, that's tough.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't want to undermine that you did that, and I mean, it's certain things that I still got like accolades that I want to accomplish, and it's just understanding that it takes patience. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's nothing but patience. But the whole thing with it all is discipline, bro. It's patience and discipline because through it all, it'd be like, all right, it'd be them good months, it'd be them bad months.
Yeah, boy.
You see what I'm saying?
And I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be like, I'm telling you, like in a sense, because I'm just the message that you seeing or the picture that you already laid out. Like I don't want to be a part of this. I'm just getting it now, so it's kind of late, but it's not late. You know what I mean?
And that's why I appreciate.
It's like it's certain situations that provoke me to want to go back.
See, but that's when you gotta turn to your gratitude, bro. We was just talking about the gratitude, and people, and this is for everybody out there. When you hear someone say, "You ain't been in the streets, you don't know what it's like," all right, that is true, but that's not what we harping on. What we harping on is the gratitude piece. the thankful piece, that people be so thankful that they want to change their lives. They just want an opportunity. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times people don't give people opportunities. You see what I'm saying? And it's like even here, man, listen, I ain't gonna say no names, but I've been working in Chester. I mean, before I had my degrees, you see what I'm saying, and everything. Whole time could get no job, none at all. The day after I posted my master's degree ceremony, people was like, yo, you can come talk to the kids. So what I'm gonna tell them on Saturday, I couldn't tell them on Friday. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, and then even with the schools, it'd be like, yo, nah, man, you got F. You can't tell these kids nothing. You can't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? So this is my way. I did it that way in the private sector. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm coming back and I'm doing it on my own time. And it's my message. And I say it to whoever I want to say it to.
No, but it's more so what you said. You have to succeed first in order to come back together. You can't. It really
but
is.
that it shouldn't be like that.
They really just told you because you have a piece of paper now you're more important.
Exactly. But it shouldn't be like that because we want to help. You see what I'm saying? Like, we want to help, so it shouldn't be like that. But that's just the way it is. I understand, like, people be like, all right, man, they don't want, like, issues with kids and people doing things around children that they don't have no business. But the whole time, you got to understand that you want people to mentor these children and help these children, know what I mean? But you got to understand mistakes was made. You see what I'm saying? Once a mistake is made and a person does their due diligence to correct that and take ownership for that, then they got a message, and that could be and they got a message to share with young kids. It's like you got a message to share.
I want to share the pain so nobody else have to go through it, right? And it's just like more so just being in a situation where they willing to listen and understand. It's like you said, I got a passion for this, and I do. You know what I mean? I take it serious. But at the same time, it start becoming, like you said, it'll burn you out when you keep speaking and nobody listening, or they not taking into consideration what you're saying.
See, but the whole time,
conversations that you was talking about before about pulling people to the side, that's been my approach my whole entire life. I've never been one of the people that try to embarrass somebody. Young bulls, anybody that I ever been around in my whole life, they'll tell you like, yo, if I got a problem with you, yo, hop in the car with me, or take this ride, let's go get something to eat. It might be quick like that. You might think nothing of it. Once you get in the car, I grind you up, and I'm open-minded to the point where I let motherfuckers talk to me. You can't just be anybody talk to me, but you have to. If you come to me and be like, yo, that was stupid, I listen, because I'm human and I make mistakes. If I ain't making mistakes, I would have never went to jail. But again, it's about finding people who willing to listen.
See, but all right, the whole thing, man, you can't change nobody. Like, that whole I is cool, but that's still a boss mentality. You see what I'm saying? It's on some real shit. Like, and it don't fly, bro. It's just not gonna fly. Like, it's gonna make you frustrated. It's gonna make you ever heard the story of Nicky Barnes? Nah, he told, right? But listen, he told on New York, but he told because somebody was messing with his chick underneath of him. The boy was driving a Maxima and Nicky had Rolls Royces. So in his mind, in his ego was that, man, how dare you mess with a Maxima, nigga? I'm a Rolls Royce, nigga. I'm telling on all them niggas. That's what his mind said to him. You see what I'm saying? That's what his mind said to him.
The way people's minds are set up, I think my mind, for real, I just think differently. Sometimes it's been my downfall, but for the most part, it kept me alive. You know what I mean?
And the whole time,
like, that's what I'm saying. We gotta be able to raise people's consciousness and make them aware about the decisions they're making, because a lot of this have to do with the decisions people are making.
But the whole time, it's definitely decisions that people making. But you gotta understand, like, man, people gonna listen to who they gonna listen to, man. You said manipulation. You said maneuvering and manipulation. Manipulation is a part of everyday life.
Manipulation or maneuvering?
No, manipulation is a part of everyday life. Now, it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to manipulate to hurt, to harm, or to take advantage of. All right? You could manipulate in the form of best interest. When you give assignment to an adolescent, you see what I'm saying? You already know why you want them to do it. You see what I'm saying? But they don't really know why you want them to do it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That they don't really know why you want them to do it, but you like, man, go ahead and do that. Just plug that up. Let me see what you look like with that on. You feel me? Like, and it's sweet.
But that mindset is good, but we talk about children opposed to grown men. You can't really manipulate a grown man, because sometimes that they're gonna be able to call your bluff. You got me.
Listen,
doing this.
hold on.
This benefits you more than it
Listen,
benefits me. I'm not doing that.
They don't call your bluff. They don't call your bluff, but they know you're not a real person.
Yeah.
Because later on, when they figure it out,
This
Let-
boy trying to set me up.
man, he was playing me the whole time, and that's why you're supposed to be genuine to everybody.
So
Because
you have to be genuine and manipulating people.
yeah, that's all
You
part
see-
of being
you
a
said-
hustle.
This is what I'm saying. If it's not black and white, I really don't want nothing to do
All
with
right,
it.
but that's all a part of being a hustler, man. All a part of being a
I
hustler.
don't want to listen. Okay, when you say hustler, I want a mindset of just being able to accomplish my goals in a means that in a legal way. In a legal way, because we tried the illegal way. Shit
All right,
failed.
so but
Miserable. Miserable,
still, it's all hustling. It's all hustling. It's for you. You have a skill set or a value that other people don't have. Guess what? I'm gonna tell you what I learned about you, what your value is and skill set is. The light bulb turned on. Your light bulb turned on. This motherfucker's walking around outside right now with their light bulbs off. Your light bulb is on to a higher consciousness that I can do something else. I can be a better person. I can even uplift some of y'all if y'all listen. But I'm telling you, just don't get frustrated when they don't want to listen.
Don't let 'em burn
Because
my
their
bulb.
family told them the same stuff. I'm quite
gonna
sure the
burn my
teachers
bulb
told them the
out.
same. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to burn your bulb out, man, because I was burnt out. We went to a meeting. I remember going to a meeting, man, and they said something like, we gonna move on this week, next week. You feel me? Next week, they shooting down some village store every day. What you mean move next week? We got to move tonight. You feel me? That's the kind of time I was on. And they planned on like, we going to move next week and we going to coordinate with them and we going to have people come and we going to have, man, come on, man. This kid's getting shot and dying every night, bro. We got to get down there. And all the plan was only just to stand out front of the store. You feel me? We wasn't doing nothing but hanging. You feel me? Come on,
It's
man.
just, man, it's so complex to what's going on today, and it seems like it's getting harder and harder to just get the message out to people because, again,
We got to show them
we
love,
gotta
bro.
manipulate people into listening. So
We gotta
gotta
show them
find-
love. You gotta show them love when they don't know, because that's the when Gio main point was yesterday, and Gio texted if I'm misconstruing what you was trying to get across. But Gio was like, man, we had it hard. Motherfuckers wasn't showing us no love.
And I don't see. All right, so everybody is not going to show love.
Need you to
Everybody's not
get
gonna
closer
show
to
love.
that
We just
microphone,
need
bro.
to come collectively together so we can find more people who want to show love. So this is a shout out to everybody who want to show love. Man, we meet here as JP Studio. If you trying to just make a difference, and I don't care who you is, bro. I don't got no problem with nobody. You could call me, hit JP up, man. We just trying to come together to do something to inspire brothers, inspire African American young people to just be better, yo. That's it. That's it, man.
Yeah, we gonna show love, man.
Damn sure don't want nobody going through what I went through, seeing no jail cell. I got a son now, so I have those fears. I have those. I didn't have those before, but I have those now. You know what I mean? And it's just understanding that
So for
I
me,
don't care what no man say, yo. It's you. You don't want to be behind them walls. You don't.
Man, I got a letter, right? I got a letter with no return address. So when I open it, I read the letter, right? I'm like, damn. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna jump right back in and I'm gonna send it down. Man, I look, I'm like, man, he just wanted to tell me something. You feel me? Like, yo, he just wanted to tell me something. He ain't want to hear from me. He just wanted to let me know how he was doing. And I said, man, this world is crazy.
No, but
bro.
you gotta respect it because sometimes some things just need to be said, don't need to be responded to. Some things.
But the
don't need to
whole
be
time,
responded to.
but my point is, I'm booked. I'm away. I got some shit to say. You feel me? I don't even know. You feel me?
But yo, listen. Some of those times in jail when you couldn't say nothing, they made you stronger.
Oh yeah.
They made you a lot stronger. And the only reason I'm at where I'm at today is because I was able to just tell myself like, yo, this ain't life, bro.
See, but that's
We
what
up there
what
people with life is that's never coming home.
man. Listen,
Never
that's
coming home.
that's what we deal with. What we deal with is the accountability, and then you got to say, all right, I'm accountable. I'm done. You see what I'm saying? I'm done. Whatever, whatever. Like I gotta be done, and it's hard. And when I was trying to explain yesterday in the podcast yesterday was, it's hard when they got a perspective, even though their perspective is whack and crazy. You see what I'm saying? But it's their perspective, man. If I got somebody and they buying Ace for this price, man, I'm winning. If I'm 15, 16 years old. You You see what I'm saying? And I ain't even got my cousin just be giving them to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's a win. But now it's the fake love because his cousin really looking out or his cousin punishing you out. You see what I'm saying? Like, you really think he looking out because I don't smoke and he giving me all these A's and I'm selling them to my friends. They love me. I got a little knot in my pocket, but your cousin is grooming you for a life of heartache. And your perspective when he's grooming you is, man, he the best dude ever. You see what I'm saying? I tried to make the analogy earlier with the bag of money and the Benz and all that because I know I would have been ecstatic to drive one of my old head cars. And I wouldn't have questioned what was in the bag because my idea, my vision of grandeur. It's like, man, that nigga gonna put me on. He gonna put me on. I mean, he gonna put me on. I ain't even never think. I don't even like my mental is not even to know he handled 10 birds.
So
you see what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm saying about as far as raising conscience. We have to make people critical thinkers. And when I
You
say
can't make nobody do nothing.
Right, I was about to address that right here. We can't make anybody do it. We have to at least enlighten them. Like, yo, just be aware of what you're doing before you do it. Just you gotta sit back. Sometimes you gotta sit back and just look at the whole scheme because that's what it is. It's a scheme, and people are so in a rush to get to this fake love. Sometimes they, like you said, they just rush to. Oh, he looked out. He gave me the Benz. I'm out. Oh, he let me hold this. I'm out. He gave me some money.
And that is the hustle.
Guess
bro.
what? Because he gonna tell you can hold that Benz 5 times in a row, right? And on the 6th time, guess what he gonna say? You can hold the Benz, but I need you to do me a favor though. Take this over such and such and drop it off.
You don't even have to do that, bro. You volunteer. You'll volunteer. Listen, man, back when I came up, man, it was like, yo, go to the store. That's how they reel you in. You go to the store, get me some dice. Crap games. Go to the store, get me some dice. All right, you go get some dice. Then the next thing is like, go get my food. Boom, boom, boom. You see what I'm saying? Then they pay you. And then you got a little money on you. And then before you know it is, man, hold this. Take this to your mom crib. Don't let nobody find it.
Hey.
Bring it out to me tomorrow. You ain't even hustling. You just holding. Bring it out to me tomorrow. I'll call you when I come. You know what I mean? I'll beep you when I come through. I'm old school. I'll beep you when I'm on my way around the way.
Nah, you will beep him.
I'm trying to tell you. He laughing at me, P. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm gonna
beat me though.
Beat me when I'm 998 40 41, bro.
At least chirp me.
Listen. I'm old, man. I told you I started at 13. I'm 46. P. Beat me 998 40 41.
Right.
Crosby Square Action. Right. I got my cards made over Berman's. Right. Berman's over town. You make a card, give him like $15, $20. He laminate business cards for you.
Hey, JP, somebody got to be in the back like, what do that mean, though? What do that mean? And if they're not asking what that mean, that's what we already
All right, if you don't know what beep
No, I'm not talking about that aspect. Yeah. I'm talking about as far as just understanding, like, yo, you being set up in the sense that he got you running for him now. You don't even know it. Do you not know or do you not care?
I'm 13.
So you don't know them.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter so because listen.
Job of making sure our 12, 13-year-olds know what the fuck is going on, bro.
But how do you get them? How do you engage them? How do you get their attention?
I don't know.
Listen.
When we go to school, maybe they need a class in school.
All right, but I just told you they wouldn't let us into school. They're not letting us into school.
We got to manipulate to get into school then. You said we manipulating every day. We'll find a way to manipulate to get to school. I'm with it. All right. We got to find a way to get in there. There's no way you sit here telling me, because if this happened, you 46, it's still happening now.
Absolutely.
It's still, not only is it still happening now, they just getting more trickier and more manipulative to tell these people how it's done. You know what I mean? Because it start with a store run. You said store run. It might go.
Now they start. Guess what the worst thing I think, and this is my personal opinion, Pete. This is my personal opinion. One of the worst things I think happened to our culture in the last 20 years was Snoop from The Wire, bro. Because it gave fake leaders, right? It gave fake leaders, I can turn this person into a shooter, what they did with Mike. You see what I'm saying? And now when I was groomed, you feel me? When I was manipulated or victimized before I became a victimizer, it was about get some money. It was about get some money. It was about get some money. I told you what the old head said. He said, man, don't do that to them people because they not from around here. You see what I'm saying? That's how you gonna always tell they not from around here. So it was about get some money. So now, like right now, I don't know what it's about. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I know what it's about.
With you. So I'm 33, right? And you said over the last 20 years that I'm not gonna be honest. We ain't had cable, so I don't even know who the fuck Snoop. I know what The Wire is. I never got into it. You feel me? We didn't have cable. I wasn't in that situation. It was all right. But I could tell you this though. the generation that's around us now, they don't know who he is neither. They don't know who he is. So the biggest influence right now,
It's a girl.
huh?
Snoop is a girl.
Snoop. So yeah, this is how confused I am about the situation.
Listen,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who.
So
I don't know who it is.
let me run it down to you. All right. And Wire is a TV show. I mean, it's a drug TV show.
I know about the show.
Based in Baltimore. And one of the head characters of the show, the Kingpin, was named Marlo, but his lead henchman was named Chris. And Chris recruited young bulls. You see what I'm saying? That he would look at young bulls and see, like, man, that young bull got a little problem. His mom and them, they getting high or whatever. And he'd recruit the young bulls and he'd take them in the woods and teach them how to shoot guns. You see what I'm saying? And he was creating shooters. And in the last 20 years, I'm not saying nobody creating shooters. I'm saying that mentality, it was a different mentality. Yeah, okay. You see what I'm saying? When I was out there, it was a mentality of you want to make some money because you want to, basically you want to run around. You want to create this persona and get some chicks and you want to make some money. Right now, jokers is out there, like their names is ringing, but it's ringing for causing carnage. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what their names is ringing for, causing carnage.
No, and it's you're right. There's no way around that. So just how Marlo or whoever dragged them bulls out to the woods, we got to drag these bulls somewhere and
see, but nah, man, because the whole time that's where like, all right, that's where youth separates from experience at that point. All right, you young, I'm a little more experienced, right? I can't do that, man, because I got a 9-year-old, I got a 10-year-old. You see what I'm saying? And these young bulls, like their perspective is skewed. Their perspective is skewed. So therefore, whatever they believe in their heart, at that second, they react on it at that second. And I got too much, like I'm trying to build and I'm trying to bring people with me. You see what I'm saying? So I got too much to lose. You see what I'm saying? I got too much to lose. Cause I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you like this, man. Buff don't usually talk. I ain't gonna say usually. Buff don't talk to active shooters.
Yeah, I mean.
Now, and the reason why is because at that point, you made a decision and something happened. And if something happened, now, and this God forbid, if I talk you into pitting it down and somebody do something to you, I wouldn't be able to sleep. You see what I'm saying? Like, cause it's already ongoing. It's on. I should be able to reach you before it got to that point. Once it got to that point, man, I can't do nothing for you. Me personally, as Ronald Tamar Twyman, Coach Buff, I can't do nothing for you at that point. Now, it's other men out here that say, okay, man, I'm gonna come. I remember back in the day, like it was yesterday. Shout out to E-Man Fareed. E-Man Fareed, in my heyday, when stuff used to go crazy, his thing was, man, come talk to me and bring your gun. E-Man Fareed, whole thing was, man, come talk to me and bring your weapon if that's gonna make you come and feel safe. But when you get to the meeting, I'm gonna open my hand, I'm gonna get his, I'm gonna open my hand, I'm gonna get yours. And I'm gonna put them right here and we're gonna talk. That's how he used to handle business back in the day. You see what I'm saying? That was one man who was willing to step in front of some weapons. I come too far. You see what I'm saying? I come too far, and I think my message could be better served in a different way. Now, everybody, it's a circle, so everybody got to play their part to try to fix it. And they know you, man. You not that far removed. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not that far removed, but I'm trying to be. And it's like, in a sense, I don't have a problem going back and speaking, but the same respect and the same separation that you want, I want for myself.
See, but the whole time, then you can't be attacking that part of the problem.
So we give up?
No, you attack another part of the problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't attack that part of the problem because, like I said, with me, I would feel horrible if I say, yo, man, listen, man, it's a better life out there. You can lead a better life. And he put it down and somebody heard him. You see what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to ask you what you did. I'm not going to ask you why your name, why they on your top. Like, that's none of my business. My business is trying to get you to change your perspective, your thinking, so you can change your life. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I don't get you to think different, there's nothing going to ever change. If you come home from jail, I don't care how many times you book. You can get booked 30 times, but if you come home with the thought, man, I'm going to get this money, what's going to happen? You see what I'm saying? You're going to get this money until you ain't getting the money no more. You see what I'm saying? But you never said, I'm getting a job. You never said, yo, I'm a holler at so-and-so.
No, you got brothers, and you can't say that. It's they don't stick to what they saying.
And that's the gratitude. That's the gratitude, and that's what we should be saying to these kids. We should be saying to these kids that we love you, you see what I'm saying, and we're going to help you find opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Now, I said the kids, The shooters, man, they gotta come to the realization.
kids is the shooters.
But they gotta come to the realization.
But
they
the kids is the shooters.
But they
No way
gotta
around
come.
it.
Now you're not a kid, man. You taking life. You're not a kid, bro.
Bro,
You're not because
I just came from the county a couple months ago, right? Young boy was out there, and I mean, this ain't no disrespect to young boy. I hope he work out in this case, right? Young boy, 13, 14, from the guards. I don't know.
you ain't gotta say the name.
You feel me? He got killed. He killed somebody. He in jail now, right? So, at what age do we decipher, like, okay, he's not a kid anymore? 13, 14?
That the court's going to tell him he
So
ain't
we
no
can't
kid.
listen to what
See,
the
but
court's
then
saying,
listen, when
though.
you ain't got no choice.
So we got to catch
You
up.
ain't got no. Listen to what you just said. You said we're not going to listen to the courts. We're not insurrectionists. You see what I'm saying?
We're not gonna listen to the courts in the sense of the courts decide if he old enough to go to jail to serve time in the fort and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We should be the ones who say, man, he's not.
Nah,
we
man,
can't
no,
compromise
bro.
this young boy. He's not, bro.
He took a
so
life.
you tell me at 13, 14, you took somebody's life. You truly understand what you did.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that you have to be held accountable. All this stuff, everything about change
So
is
what
about
age should you not be
self-accountability.
held accountable for taking somebody?
You have to ask the person who he killed, parents of that. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You gotta ask because I don't have that I'm not invested. You see what I'm saying? To me, I'm so deprogrammed into this whole situation. Not just in general, just because where we come from, Philly, whatever, man. That shit, man, it go right over my head, bro. It go right over my head.
I just need the opportunity to prevent this shit, man. Because it's kind of like we can't come to him when it's too late. After you shoot somebody, now you label the shooter. There's no saving him.
But the whole time, that's why I said we gotta show him love in the beginning.
I'm
bro.
gonna show him love.
In the beginning,
I
I'm
don't
talking
show
about
love. I
in
don't
the
show
beginning.
love. I'm genuinely, I show love. I'm not a hating person. I'm not somebody that want to take away from anybody. That's who I am. But again, we can't make this about me. So it's not about who I am. It's who these people are willing to be.
See, but that's where we disagree. Because it's always about a positive role model. It's always about a positive role model, especially because you've been there, done that. And if you was elite or decent at what you used to do, in their mind, that's how we attract the fake love. The fake love, they don't like you, man. They like your chain, bro. They don't like you, they like your watch. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want a watch like that. And he can put me in position to get a watch like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's between the fake love. You got to be honest why you did this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, why did you do? Why you ain't stop after you made your first sale? You see what I'm saying? Like, you did. Like, I did it. I busted a move. I got a couple dollars. I can. This will get me gas money. This will get me to an interview. Like, why you ain't stop right then and there? You see what I'm saying? Because the whole time it comes with power. If you in position, you see what I'm saying? It comes with women. If you in position, you see what I'm saying? It comes with all those things. If you're in position, man. So that's why it's trying to hard to change somebody's perspective, man. We've been just sitting here chopping it, man, going back and forth.
No, I gotta come back. We gotta do this.
Yeah,
Because
I mean-
I like it, but in a sense, we gotta come to a conclusion on what we actually gonna do to make some type of
see,
change.
but
Even-
nah,
even
but-
even if I can't play the position you play, if I gotta step out there further than you, I don't have a problem with that. But again, I want to see the outcome. I want to see some people make it. And when I say make it, I mean like without touching the cell, without
All right,
failing.
so now it
Miserable.
goes back. So now it goes back to yesterday with me and Gio, and with Uncle P was just talking about. You gotta want to win as much as you want others to win. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta want to win, and you can't let the fact that they frustrate you, or the fact that I'm not moving fast, or the fact that this person dragging their feet stop you from winning. You see what I'm saying? Because when you winning, you can always come back. I was talking to P. Philanthropy is easy when you got the money. You see what I'm saying? It ain't as hard as a motherfucker when you ain't got no bread. Like, I want to give everybody some bread. Shout out to everybody doing something that needs some money. I wish I had it to give y'all.
I mean, no, it's easy to invest when you got the money to invest.
Exactly.
You can't be an investor without money. Though.
Exactly.
The only thing you got is time, man. Nobody wants your time. They want money.
Exactly. So my point is, you got to build this. Now, we can do this. We can do this, P. We can do this, man, and we can start setting up engagements and take questions. You see what I'm saying? We can have interactive sessions where we take questions from not just community, but stakeholders. You see what I'm saying? Like stakeholders and policymakers. Like this is the type of this your new lane. Your new lane is, you know what I mean, conveying the fact that I can reach kids. I can reach kids, and you can even throw this one on there that Coach Buff ain't gonna throw in there, man. I talk to an active boy. Where he at? I talk to him. You see what I'm saying? Because that's just where you are. And ain't nothing wrong with it because everybody, look, we ain't saying nothing about young ladies at all. We probably been on this joint for an hour.
No, I did tune into. I said young African Americans. I felt like I was kept tuning into young males too much.
All right.
Because our females is a big part of what's going on.
Exactly.
You know
So
why? Because that's sort of what's diminishing everything is the females. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, we raising the females the wrong way, and these men is running to these females, and usually, so it's okay for you indulge. It's cool for you to indulge in a female that's toxic, right? But how many males are looking for a female that actually better them, right? When you dealing with a female that's trying to better you, right, it makes you a better individual. So we not raising these females accordingly.
but
We setting these
all
men
right,
up for failure.
yeah, listen,
The man is only
see,
strong as a woman, man. They been
all
saying
right,
it for years, man.
all
We'll
right,
change it now.
listen, I ain't arguing with you. I'm just saying that, like, yo, that's why we got to bring more people to the table. Because it's me and you sitting here as men talking about how we should raise women. That don't even fly. You see what I'm saying? Like that. That's listen. That.
right?
Listen. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you, bro. This is what I'm telling you. Two men having a conversation about how they should raise a woman is not real life. That's not real. That's not real. Now, what it is you emulate your daughter see in you how you treat her mom, and that's how she want to be treated. But man, we can't raise no women, yo. We can tell the women, this is what I do think we can instill into our young girls. Like, man, listen, it ain't about no sneaks. It ain't about no likes. You see what I'm saying? It ain't about none of that. It's about earning potential later on when you pursue a career, when you decide what you want to do in life. You know what I mean, that's the message I'm talking about. But it's like, it's a pie, it's a circle. And everybody has a part to play. And because people not playing their part or they playing shenanigans with their part, don't mean you stop doing what you're doing. You protect your mental health. I'm talking about, man, don't let them burn your light out. You see what I'm saying? You protect your light, man, and you do what you feel like you can get it done. And if they go for it, they go for it. If they don't go for it, guess who's still home and guess who's still free?
Bro, all I can tell you is that it's like, so I'm just trying to do the easy parts because this stuff becomes so complex where you try to make your way up the totem pole and it's kind of like you got to start from ground. You really do. And I'm at the part where I just want help. That's why I'm not nobody special. I'm not nobody.
You are somebody special.
You say that because you feel that way. And
I say that because it's not a lot of people who can put themselves in a situation and mentally take responsibility for it and take themselves out of the situation and then want to help people not get in a situation that they found themselves in.
But
that's special.
That's special in the sense. I would rather.
I'm giving you flowers, man. Take your flowers, man.
No, I'm not gonna take the flowers because
Gordo never want to take his flowers.
When you make so many accidents, and you able to produce off of it now, it's kind of like, no, why didn't I make these decisions years ago?
Because man, you was a child.
You didn't understand how important.
Man, listen to this. I'm gonna tell you what.
Put the headphones on. Tell him put the headphones on so he can.
I'm
hear
not putting the headphones on so you can yell at me.
You can't hear me.
All right, so now, right? They say, now this is therapist move, P. Therapist move right here, right? They say when you start your use or your criminality is the actual age you are.
Right.
When you start hustling.
13, 14.
Oh, so now you dealing with a 13-year-old.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you 13 now, Shake. I would never do that.
The
mindset at the time. That's when you stop being a kid.
My therapist told me I was 16.
See?
I told you. If it wasn't for him telling me, yo, he was like, what you want to be when you grow up? He asked me just like that. I said, what you mean? I'm grown. He's like, nah, what you want to be when you grow up? I said, I'm grown. I'm 36 years old. He said, no. When did you start hustling? I said, well, I started moving, 16 years old. He was like, well, you're 16. Right now, at this point, your
I gotta
mentality.
see my therapist today. I'm gonna ask her how old
I'm
I am.
trying to tell
Your
you.
mentality is
I
that
just told you,
of a
bro. I'm a
child.
therapist. I'm trying to tell you. For substance abuse and criminality, a therapist is supposed to ask you, when did you start engaging into that behavior? And you tell them, man, I started getting high when I was 9. Then you're a 9-year-old, bro. Then you're a 9-year-old. You see what I'm saying? Like that, like because you stunted your growth, you started intoxicating yourself with substance and stuff, and then your moral compass is the first thing to go. Nobody, man, get high, be going to church, man. You feel me? They stopped going.
No.
They stopped going.
No.
Moral
I know a
compass
lot
is the
of
first
active
thing.
junkies, I'm
Listen to this. Moral compass is the first thing to go. because I don't want to go to church and I don't want to feel like nobody talking about me.
Unless you're the preacher.
Unless you're the preacher. You feel me?
He's still there.
You see what I'm saying? Unless you're the preacher,
Right.
it's like, yo, man, they smell liquor on me. Or I was getting high last night. They don't know I'm getting high. And your mind starts saying, man, they looking at you. So then first thing you go is, man, I want to get away from that because that's the opposite of what you've been doing. Like, I'm not a good whatever religion or denomination you are at that time. That's the mental side of it. I'm not a good Muslim. I'm not a good Christian. I'm not a good Baptist. I'm not a good whatever. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm taking part in some illicit stuff. So the mind plays tricks on you. It'd be like, yo, I don't want to be around them. So you stop going. That's why I said that. The first thing to go is church, man. Don't go to church, bro.
No, but you absolutely right, because at the end of the day, when I think about it, I had to surround myself around better people in order to get out of the lifestyle I was in before. And it's kind of like you keep indulging in these people that you was doing before, you're going to indulge in the same thing you was doing.
We used to call it felony favor.
Yeah.
Felony favor.
Felony favor. Watch this till I come back, P.
Right.
It's felony favor.
I don't get it.
Listen, felony favor. If I'm asking you to do something
Right.
that can result in you getting a felony. If you like, I'm saying here, watch this, P. Until I come back, you take it and sit it over here. They didn't see me say watch it. They just seen you sit it over here.
You know,
now what you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm different, right? Because my uncle, he put that in me, right? He came up to me the first time I got locked up of Philly with a gun. He's like, your first mistake is you was in a car with a whole bunch of dudes. Your second mistake is the fact that you were in the car with a whole bunch of dudes. Whenever you do your dirt, you do it by yourself. You don't have nobody to tell on you, and nobody you can tell on. It's on you, right? And so I believe that. So I never really associated with a whole bunch of people. So when I was wrong, I was by myself. Now I had people I was looking out for and giving them stuff, but that's on you. Go down the street and around the corner and sell your stuff. I'm gonna sell my stuff right here.
See, nah, it was different for me. Like,
right. You have people that you can sit, and that's what I said. It was different because I didn't.
Don't nobody see nothing wrong with what just happened.
What?
You basically just said somebody told you your first problem was you shouldn't have been in the car with all those people, right?
Right.
No, your first problem is you shouldn't have been in the car with a gun.
No.
See, but that's the hold on, let me help you. But that's at the perspective, not it's love, but it's the fake love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like his uncle probably really believed that he's telling him the game.
Right.
Because we all in the game together. Nah, we got because with the whole time back then. See, you looking at it like now. Back then, like
I'm young. I'm not that.
Listen to me though. But back then, bro, everybody was kind of like part of this. What's going on?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like everybody,
somehow, some way,
everybody was going on. So for your uncle, like my uncle put socks on my hands, bro. So I can fight my cousin. Right. So you can know who can fight and who can't fight. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like put socks on. Take your fucking shoes off. Put your socks on your hands. Right. And y'all too. And but at the time, perspective. At the time, my uncle 19, 22. I'm 8. You see what I'm saying? That. In perspective, I'm doing what my uncle told me to do, man. He told me to fight my cousin and put the gloves on. And now the other 3 cousins, because we all boys, he got all the boys in the room. You take your shoes off, take your shoes off, take your shoes off, take your shoes off, put your socks on your hands.
Thank God your socks was clean.
I doubt it.
I
feel
bad.
I doubt it. But the whole time, Pete, it was about teaching us to stick together and defend yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And know who can't do what.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And know who can't do what. And now you know if somebody punch him, you already know he can't beat you, but y'all all family. So you better come get him.
Yo, don't call him if it go down.
Nah, you can't call him because we all can beat him.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is the messages that we've been getting from younger, like they was like kind of shady. You gotta say,
man,
we sitting there looking at it now like, yo, that was
I'm gonna sit
as a hustler, you telling me he's giving me game.
Right.
But if we try and pull people away from it, stop giving advice as a hustler, giving advice like life advice.
And that's why we sitting here, bro.
But when you look at it back then, that was all new to people. You feel me? Like when you think about everything that we've gone through and we've dealt with as a people, right? From slavery to everybody moving up north to working to everybody losing their jobs because the industrialization got shut down to crack being thrown out there. You know what I'm saying? People having big chains and rims on their car and everybody being sexy and money being out there, but then the police kicking in the door and taking everybody. Everything was happening so fast that nobody really got a chance to look at what we were really doing. So all people could tell you to do was to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself, protect your family, keep everybody close. Now that we look at it years later, there's no old head telling none of these kids nothing. These kids are 14, 15 years old. Once they get a chop in their hand, ain't nobody,
Listen, right.
What do you say when somebody see you, ain't see you in a while? Like, bro, what's up? What you say? Man, I'm standing out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I say, Brit P, my favorite line is good to be seen.
right.
I ain't gonna hold you. Hit it right on the nose. I'm staying
out the way. So
because
if-
at the end of the day, if you in the way, that's the shit that put you in jail. I ain't
If
gonna lie to you.
everybody's staying out the way, then nobody's in the way of these young bulls and they getting all this information. These phones have superseded children to the point where my 1-year-old child knows how to, she's be scrolling up and down on my phone. You feel me? Because she watched me do it or she watched her mom do it. So she grabbed my phone and she's scrolling. She going up and down like, oh, what are you doing? What are you looking for? Then she find what she want and she sit there and she watches it. And it's like, oh, that's crazy that you know how to operate this phone. Here I am thinking I'm doing something that no one else can do. But these phones have just sent our children 10 years. They put 10 years on their life, bro.
P, you saying the phone, but it's not the phone. It was you. She mimicking what you doing.
But it's still the phone that she knows how to operate. She don't know how to drive my car.
If you picked up
She in the car with me every day. She don't know how to
they
drive
don't
my
know how to
car.
drive that car. You ever put a kid behind the wheel? Why they put both their hands on the steering wheel? Because they see you do it.
Okay. All right.
You understand what I'm saying? And the same
So
thing
they're
goes
mimicking.
with, yeah, right. They
So-
mimic you.
so
So they
but-
see you pick up a book every day. Guess what? It's going to treat them to pick up a book.
So majority of the things that we do as humans is just mimicking.
Absolutely. I believe that. I believe that.
I heard that before.
Nah,
When you're
no,
not-
I
I'ma say that to
I'm
an age level,
gonna
an age
say
level.
this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that's correct, but that's wrong
Why?
because the people, the innovators, the people who get successful, highly successful people are lane changers. They think different.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And if you think like everybody else, you're gonna do what everybody else do.
But majority of us, I'm gonna say majority of the people that are around us are basically sheeple, right? They do what they see. They buy what they see.
So that's because,
Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and
but that's
everything else.
they,
is
but they
popular
not the
because
winners, bro.
They see. I get that.
The Louis the winner. You see what I'm saying?
company,
The
the
Louis,
brand.
the brand is the winner.
Right.
But guess what, man? It only take one.
That's it.
It only take one person to say, "Man, look, I see what you doing, CMP." And then now here's $30 million. What you gonna do?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's my whole point. You an innovator. You did something different. Like Yes God did something different. Shauna did something different.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you Jay-Z said the bridge, bro. He said, I got the talent, I got the album.
Right.
I shot my album at every record company. Everybody slammed the door in my face.
Right.
He said, man, Bridget, I created my own record company.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the platform, bro. Like, this is the platform. You created a platform for the city. If y'all got some material, y'all come holler at me. Yeah, and we can do it from here. This is a network, bro.
So all I'm
You see
saying,
what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is, if he's the material, right? Let's get the material out there because guess what? They gonna mimic what he doing.
That's
We gotta
already-
make it
that's already-
available.
That's already
We gotta-
getting done.
I mean, it's already getting done.
Thank you
but
very much. I
See, but it
appreciate
ain't nothing
shout out
wrong
to
with
you.
it, though.
What you doing,
But it ain't
though?
nothing wrong with it
Ain't
because
nothing, no.
that's a great lane.
Absolutely.
It's a
Exactly.
great lane, but we want to make the lane broader. We want to make the lane wider. We want to make the
Yeah,
lane.
so
we
I don't
wanna-
have a
we want
problem
this-
with people
we
doing
want
what
this
I
to
do.
be a 5-lane highway.
And that's what we doing, bro.
Right. I'm in
That's
HOV
what we doing.
lane
That's the
anyway.
whole
What'd you
purpose.
say?
I'm in the HOV lane. Anyway.
Listen, that's the whole purpose of me coming up here. My story been my story, man. Like, I ain't just get them degrees. I got them degrees years ago, man. Like, I've been helping out in the community for over 10 years. I ain't this. But now we at the point where as though we moving forward, man. This is a brand. Whole time we're not going to be consumers because you're a winner and you're a forward-thinking person. We not shit like the whole time. I just told you that's a boss mentality. As long as you got a boss mentality, you're going to be a boss.
Right. Everywhere
You're
you
going to
go.
be a boss. It's just as simple as that because people, just like you a boss with a boss mentality, it's people who are Indians with the Indian mentality and they waiting for a chief. It's just as simple as that. Tell us what to do. We talked about it earlier, man. I'm going to get money when he come home. You see what I'm saying? You ain't talking about researching and figuring out some stuff on your own. You like, he got the answers for me.
I don't like it.
But the whole time, I don't like it. But
I know you can't like it, man.
but
If
the-
listen, one thing my dad told me: if you gonna do something right, be the best at it, man. I can't be the best. at
And
it.
one of
Trying to
my
wait for the next-
friends told me, man, if you want it done right, do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Right. So it's kind of like I'm not encouraging nobody to do nothing negative, but damn it, if you gonna do it right, man.
See, but with that, they doing it right for them. I'm doing it right for me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you like, man, it's like some people you can't like we talked about yesterday. A little part of what we was talking about was the Germantown situation when they came together. And I was saying, like, it was the shooting and it was like 6 people. I'm like, how do you get people on that accord? You see what I'm saying? Like, how do you get people on that court? You're not going to tell me all 6 was diehard gangsters. It was somebody second guessing that move. And that person got to be honest enough with themselves to get out the car.
Yeah, I got out the car.
You got to get out the car.
I got out the car. I said, pull over.
He said,
You got to get out the
I ain't say
car.
pull over, but I learned the hard way.
No, I told him pull over. I'm
I
not.
learned the hard way.
No, I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life. And I was young.
I ain't going for the rest of my
Let
life.
me
I
Listen.
spent
right
too
now.
much time in there.
All right, I'm going to say
And
this.
I know good dudes that's in there that,
Right.
me personally, I feel that don't belong in there, but nevertheless, the law say differently. You
No.
feel me? So my whole agenda is trying to prevent that, bro.
All right,
I
let me say
never-
this.
I never
Trying to
wanted
prevent
5 to
niggas from
10 or
being in
10
jail
to
when they
20
don't gotta be
to
in
come
there.
nowhere near my name, bro. After I got caught with my first gun, and then I got cell charges, it was over. I ain't carry a gun
I'm hard-headed,
since.
Jay. I'm hard-headed, JP.
I
And
get
I'm
it.
not gonna-
I understand.
and like
I'm
I said,
hard-headed too.
And I tell you this, and you
Right.
question me about it all the time. What was the biggest change in me? It was my son. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was my son, not my mom, not what the judge saying, knowing that I
Man, I
created
went to-
something and I could not take care of it. That was
Listen.
that was it.
He said mine, right?
Right.
So now I'm thinking, right? One time I had a situation, right? And I went to suppression. I'm talking about they come up to you like, listen, man, you might as well take this 2.5. You feel me? And I told my mom, she like, you feel me? I'm like, no.
No.
You feel me? I ain't
But
do
you
it.
can't. Your mom and them never really understand
No, they don't.
the court proceedings,
see what I'm
right?
saying?
So your mom hears something that's acceptable to her,
Right.
and she like, baby, we can do that together.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
can
I'm
do
like,
that.
no.
We can do that.
I'm not signing my name on that paper and I didn't do it.
Hold on. Now, did you win?
Yeah, I won.
Okay,
Suppression.
let's look at that. Let's look at the reverse outcome. Had you lost, your mom would have been like, "Boy, I told you to take that goddamn deal."
But I would rather be in prison saying I'm innocent than saying I signed some shit and I said I did it and I didn't. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not signing the deal. I paid the lawyer the money. He represented me. We in suppression. They talking about 2 years. I'm like, nah, I'm not volunteering for 2 years because, you know, like, I've been in trouble before, so I know it's like, motherfucker, you got 2 weeks after this. You feel me? Like, I ain't did nothing.
This is so really a system where I know I did something wrong, right? But I know I didn't do what you said I'm doing, right? So in suppression, the law says you supposed to abide by this, right? They get the suppression, and you like, he wasn't supposed to check me. The cop was not supposed to check me.
That's how I
right?
beat the case.
Right? That's how you beat your case, right? I know 1,000 brothers that lost it just that way. That same exact way. That it was not probable cause. You wasn't supposed to pull me out of my car. You wasn't supposed to check me. They get the suppression, and no, go to trial. Now you get the trial. I'm not gonna lie to you. You get the trial. I'm not gonna. Your lawyer gonna tell you from the gun bus, yo, you got caught with guns, drugs. These people, these jurors not gonna be trying to hear.
See,
that.
but that's
They're
where
guilty.
that's the ignorance of the individual. See, because the whole thing is you said you got caught with something. You was in possession of something. The only way, like my old head told me a long time ago, if they can find it in your jacket, you got that jacket on right now. If they find it in your jacket, you can say it ain't mine. You can say it ain't mine because when you go to my crib, me and my brother all wear the same size, motherfucker. He took the jacket and I don't know where the fuck he went.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to prove that was my shit.
So I'm gonna give you
So
a
when,
modern
you got
day
so
situation,
when
right?
you got it on you, that's the proof that it's on your person.
So I'm gonna give
See
you
what
my.
I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna give you.
But
a
they
modern
gotta
day-
prove it.
I'm gonna give you a
You see what I'm
modern day
saying? They gotta
situation,
prove
right?
it.
You running from the police, right? Now, you
Never
running from-
run.
No, never run. Okay, but granted, you running in this situation, right? You don't throw nothing. You running because you got a warrant. But on the way to that, they find something.
It's
they put it
yours.
on you. It's yours, right?
It's yours.
Now, they come to you like, yo, we can get you out of here right now. You take this 6 months. You got your time served. You go home. You just got probation, right? Or you gonna be so stubborn and say, no, it's not mine. I'm gonna fight it. Or you gonna go home today? Answer that, man.
All right, now
You
listen.
got
I'm gonna
yes
keep
or no,
listen.
bro.
Nah, it ain't a yes or no question. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. All right. If I ran because I had a warrant, but like I'm like Upland Street. It's the center of the basketball court.
Yeah.
When I was a young boy, the old heads tell you, man, don't run from the cops, run behind the center because whatever they find back there is yours. You see what I'm saying? And this is what P was talking about earlier. These young boys, even it's misguided guidance. You see what I'm saying? Even though it's fake love, it's misguided guidance. They're 14 with big guns and they're not listening to nobody.
Nobody.
Hold on. Before we get away from the topic, no, answer my question. Are you gonna take the 6 months? Or
But
you gonna fight
listen,
it?
it depends on where I'm at. Listen, it depends on where I'm at, and I keep it 100 with you. My first case, I went out the county, and did
They
6
made
to
you
23. I did 6 to 23 months.
They made you take
I'm gonna
something.
tell a whole case. That move Gio was pulling yesterday. I'm gonna look out for a basketball player more important than me. One of the basketball players, I'm not gonna say his name, right? Was grinding. He grinding. Whole time, and we going to Florida to the tournament. Give me that shit. Go ahead to Florida. Otis going to get his hair cut. Get out his regular car on his day off to get his barbershop. We give him his respect. He's a narc. He's on a day off, so we gonna walk down the street, get out his way. Walk down the street. He doubled through the alley. I go to pick his pack down. The one I call myself looking out for. I go to pick his pack down and I pin it under the rock. Otis busts his gun. Boom! Now I'm freezing because I don't know if we under attack. What's going on? He run up on me, put the gun on me. You feel me? Lay me down. You feel me? Lay me down. Grab it. Walk me like this all the way up to Bernard's Barbershop on 7th Street in Potter. Gun point, gun to my head. All the way up. I'm 17 years old. Walk me all the way up the street. You feel me? Call the black and white. They came, put me in the black and white, and he'd do the paperwork later. And that came from me loving somebody more than I was loving myself. You see what I'm saying? Because I wasn't really going to make nothing. I was just doing it so you go to Florida and be your ball, live your ball dreams. You see what I'm saying? But that was my mindset at the time. I had that mindset that Gio had for Solo, but I had it for somebody else. And it was like, yo, that's my man.
I think it's just that's the way the hood loves, bro. It's as broken as that is.
Broken is definitely.
You feel me? As broken as that is, that was the only way you could show your bro that you fucked with him. You understand what I'm saying? Like you couldn't sit there because literally I've had conversations with people like, yo, I can't do this no more. Like I'm tired. You feel me? Motherfucker, like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Hit this Dutchie and shut the fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you sitting there saying those little things make motherfuckers be like, well, damn. Like, what's up with P, man? Why are you talking about he done? Literally, when I quit, I had so many motherfuckers calling me, man, like, why? Like, I just feel like I can do something else, bro. I don't feel like all of my talents are being used properly. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel, and I have my son, literally, it's your son, bro. Yeah. It's your son watching you. And I'm like, nah, this can't be for him. Now for the jokers that are in the trenches and they're out there and they have sons and they not worried about it, then you have to look at yourself and say, yeah, I'm not loved properly.
All right, I got something for that. It's called being self-serving. Now, in criminality, we make up all these reasons why I'm going to do what I do. We justify our moves. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm the only one going to the cell. Like, I can mess with many chicks as I want because ain't nobody going to write me. That kind of shit. Like, we come up with reasons to do that shit, right? Mm-hmm. So, in this situation where it's self-serving, a real man can't be self-serving all the time. You can have your best interests at heart and you can want the best for yourself, but you can't be a self-serving individual every time as a grown man. And the reason why is because as the protector, your whole thing is to protect your family, right? So if you self-serving, what happens in a fight or flight scenario?
You flight or it depends on what. It really, I don't know which one a self-serving person would pick. I know for me, if my life is being threatened, then I'm running.
See, but you can't run if you got your kids.
And if I have my kids, then I'm fighting.
That's my point. But a self-serving person, I'm out. You see what I'm saying? I'm out. You ain't never heard the story about motherfucker run and eat her girl? You feel me? Like, yeah, motherfucker jump out.
Nah, he just ain't love her.
Nah, motherfucker jump out. Listen, because the whole time it's because they got so much demons inside them. You see what I'm saying? So now you walking, and somebody jump out.
Just don't have no backbone. Somebody might have wanted to do something, and it's just not in his human nature.
But that's my point. That you can't. Selling drugs and criminality is self-serving. You have to look out at a time as an adult, as a parent. P said, but you have children. So at a point, even you said it. At a point, my child. I had 2 daughters before my son was born. And my child is more important at this point than them niggas. Excuse my language. Or my friends. Like, they done. I'm done.
I think you have to be disappointed a couple times, though. You have to, because if you're never disappointed and you never have to deal with the other side, right? Let's say your friend turn on you or your friend rob you or you give somebody a pack and they burn you, right? You have to be, like, I've had so many disappointments where it's like, yeah, this shit ain't worth it. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're right, but that's where I'm at right now.
Right.
That's
all right, now, all right.
Literally,
now listen. Please forgive me, bro. Mm-hmm. It depends where you at, bro. It depends on how you moving. You see what I'm saying? My team, when we used to travel, they used to think we was rappers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
y'all wanted to be rappers.
you see what I'm saying? But listen.
That's why
But
they thought
everybody,
y'all was
we
rappers.
had one person wanted to be a rapper,
Right.
but the rest of them just wanted to hang and party
But
and
if
travel.
you blew, y'all be like motherfucking Bobby Smurder crew. You feel me? Everybody would have an opportunity to drop an EP. You know what
See,
I'm
but we
saying?
had it. We had it, P. Listen, P. White Eminem.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you about the White Eminem first.
Well, we talked about the white Eminem.
All right, but he don't know about the White Eminem. All right, the White Eminem. The White Eminem. I was fried one time at a Academy Park game. You feel me? And Eminem was having a promotion. The White Eminem, you get $1 million. You feel me? So I open the M&Ms and I pour them in my hand. I see the White Eminem, but I didn't know about the promotion. My man grabbed my arm. Yo, don't eat that. Don't eat that, man. Get the fuck out of here.
You ate the white M&M.
I ate the White Eminem.
How a meal tastes.
Listen, but
How a meal
listen,
tastes.
but
That's
listen,
$1 million
but
meal.
listen though, but now a couple years later, he was alluding to me and my friends trying to get music off the ground, right? The one we was the stable, our horse was Stax, right? Stax our horse, but guess who produced his album? Jaleel Beats. We was supposed to win there. You see what I'm saying? This before Jaleel got on. You see what I'm saying? So the whole time he seen something in Jaleel. If it's meant for you to win, you gonna win, bro. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, and you gonna win too. I know you're gonna win because you got a unique perspective. He's gonna win because he's a lane creator. You see what I'm saying? So whatever blow coming out of this radio station, they gotta go see Uncle P.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta go see Uncle P. You just gotta go see Uncle P. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it is, bro. We gonna win. We just gotta be patient and relax. It's not meant for everybody to win. It's not meant for everybody to win because they walking around with their light bulbs off. They consumers. They walking around waiting to buy something from somebody, bro. Man, listen, man. I fell back, man. I love our people, man, but I already know how to manipulate this whole shit.
Well, isn't that like the one great skill of every great leader is manipulation?
Absolutely.
But if they know that they're a leader, everybody don't know they're a leader.
No,
Everybody-
You pointed to me,
listen,
but I said I knew I was a leader. I always had the mindset of a leader, right? I was just leading the wrong way.
True, but also as a leader, you got to know when to cut your ties.
Right.
Yeah.
Now this motherfucker, he got to come on. Like we moving up this way, we going this way. He got to come on, and I can't be mad that I'm cutting him off. No. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers used to say to me, "Yo," because I used to when I first came through, right? I was doing little stuff, but then when they found out I had an F. They would be like, yo, you a independent contractor, and this your last time working with us. You feel me? Like that's just how they would do it. I worked at Toby Farms. I got all this documented, man. I worked with a lot of people in Chester. I'm even on the when the school board was trying to pull their outs, they had a Mondesire up there when they talked the kids into walking out of school, and the kids walked out of school and they walked to the administration building.
What year was this?
And it was like 2011, 2012. You see what I'm saying? So they moved, they had the kids walk from STEM to Stetzer, to the administration building, right? On the steps was a pre press conference. And they had, rest in peace, Mondesire. Mondesire was the head of the NAACP at the time. You see what I'm saying? I'm standing right next to him, Sharif. You feel me? I got my thobe on, I'm feeling good. You see what I'm saying? We gonna get these kids straight. It was a coup, bro. It was a coup. I was in secret meetings with people that was trying to ousted the school board. You see what I'm saying? And they didn't want to be in the front, and they didn't want to be their pictures taken because they can't be seen in that light as somebody throwing caution at the wind because they started it with the IEP.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? P, I'm gonna get in this game and we're gonna win, bro. Right. But I'm not gonna let them play with me. You see what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna let them play with me because I let them tap into my emotion. I let them tap into my wanting to change. I let them tap into that, and I work for free, and they almost flickered my light bulb out. My light bulb is back on, and I'm reinvigorated, and I'm ready to go.
Well, what brought you to that point where you feel though your light bulb was out, and what allowed you to see that it's back on right now?
My light bulb was out because we wasn't moving. We was talking.
Right.
We organizing. Right. We gathering. Right. We talking. We eating. You see what I'm saying? We doing everything but moving.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And at that point, it was like, yo, this ain't working for me. This ain't working for me. So I started coaching football. Right. You see what I'm saying? What got my light on is the way Fareed handles Upland.
Right.
I know it's all love.
Right.
It's all love. He just was telling me today about he was up to school dropping his son off and a kid come up grabbing from behind. Right. Bear hugged him. That's love, bro. I know my favorite players. My favorite players up Upland probably never played no football. They the little kids that come up and be like, Coach Buff, give me a hug. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, all right, come on. You see what I'm saying? Like, one young boy took my walker. You feel me? And Coach Buff, come get me. You feel me? That's me right there, bro. That's and he full of that. Like, we ain't making no money doing that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just it costs us more. You see what I'm saying? The stress and the public perception, all that. You see what I'm saying? But when you got that, when you get them kids that love, bro, when you get them kids that love, they gonna show up, bro. They gonna show up. Ain't nobody gonna have kids like Skip in Upland football because he show them love, bro. It ain't a punitive thing. You see what I'm saying? And that's just how it go, bro.
I'm just more. I'm not downplaying nothing. I'm just more so just trying to figure out how do we spread that love without it being.
You engage them and you ask them their interests. It might be 20 kids, right? Mm-hmm. Say you have 20 kids. You got 20 kids and you be like, yo, what you want to do? What you want to do? What you want to do? And they all over the place. They all over the place. And then one child say, I want to do radio. What can you make happen?
Put them in a radio station.
And you telling me they ain't going to love your ghost? You bring them up here, sit down right here in the chair. P, cut the TV on so they can see them. Say something, hear yourself. You know what kind of love you just showed that person and what they'll do for you, man? You see what I'm saying? And what they might be, you see what I'm saying? That you just lit the rocket. I'm going to the moon, man. I could really be. And then P tell a story, man. Listen, my therapist told me, and then before you know it, what you want to be, and this is what it is.
I'm gonna tell you what my biggest problem is. I'm not happy with one.
You're not happy with what?
I'm not happy with one. You said 20 kids walking. I want to see all 20 of them make it, and that's probably my downfall. It probably is. It's probably my heart. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know what it feel like to fail. I know what it feel like to want more and not being able to accomplish it. You feel me? So. All 20 of those kids, I want to see all 20 of them make it. And you feel me? I go off the edge for one, I go off the edge for 20. And that might be my downfall one day. I don't know. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to lose my light. I'm not going to lose my light. If I do, I got a charger in there. JP, my charger. Because I be tripping sometimes. And sometimes I have to call JP. JP like, what's up, bro? I be like, yo, I'm just having one of those days. Bro, you got to stay focused. You got to remember what you're trying to accomplish. And I need those conversations. You know what I mean? Because between him, my therapist, shout out my therapist. I miss you. I miss your phone call. I'm going to call you as soon as I get out of here. But at the end of the day, we need those conversations. We need that mediation because we don't have
And that's love. That's all Gio talked about. He was like, man, somebody took an interest in him, knew he was out running around, had an interest in him, pulled him to the side and was like, yo, remember when you asked this earlier, well, what's the love? Love can be anything, bro. It could be anything. A gesture, like Muslims, man. Assalamu alaikum. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's love, bro. It's love.
Man, just shout out everybody in my life that just understand the change I'm going through and try to help me. My cousin Ray, Woody, you feel me? People that just call me and check on me and genuinely care about me and just want to see me do better because y'all don't even know those conversations, those phone calls, man, they mean a lot. It's easy for you to get strayed out here or to get lost and just end up in what you used to. You know what I mean?
What happens when no one calls or no one says anything positive?
I inspire myself.
It becomes dark around you. Then you don't know where you're going, right? Mm-hmm. You know, so I always tell people, right, if you have family members that are doing something positive, they're moving in the right direction, why don't you big them up like you big the joker up from down the street, right? Why don't you throw them a party like you throw your cousin a party when he come home from jail every 4 years? You know what I'm saying?
Like, shout out to all of the females in my family, right? My second generation, second cousins, all females, right? If any of them accomplish anything, like nursing school or teaching degree or certificate or anything, if I'm in position, I try to send them some flowers. I try to send them a gift. You see what I'm saying? Because I remember, like, my family and coming to Chester, man, I remember that, like, a lot of people was in the mix. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people was in the mix. So now my family on the third generation, you see what I'm saying? Like my cousin's kids, my second cousins or whatever, we kind of trying to get out of that as a family. You see what I'm saying? We got a couple of people that's hard-headed, you see what I'm saying? But for the most part, my family is almost out completely. You see what I'm saying? And it took 3 generations. You see what I'm saying? It took 3 generations on some real shit.
So just to tune back in what you said a couple minutes ago about just those kids walking in and being able to provide, like if somebody said they wanted to be on the radio, right? Somebody broke this down to me, right? How many people, I'm not even saying to you like in general, but just how many people do average people have on their phone that they can call and say, yo, I know him, he's a doctor, or I know him, he's a police officer, or I know he's successful in life, he has a business of his
All
own.
right, and what you're saying is correct.
We don't have that.
Listen to me. What you're saying is correct. Chester High graduates probably like 85%, right? And out of that 85%, maybe 75% go on to college, right? Then you drop the number again to like only maybe 5% come back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we have successful people. It's just that they live in other parts of the country. They don't come back and be successful and let our kids see their success. I argue with a friend of mine. Know what I mean? Because when I first came home, I was on my get back. I got to get back. I got to do this. He like, man, you got to get your shit and get out of here. And I'm like, man, I can't do that. My whole thing is I can't pack up and move because I fucked this shit up. I was out there buying food stamps and all this crazy shit. You see what I'm saying? Like I was wreaking havoc on my community. So if I come home from doing a little bid, buy a house down Delaware, they think I won.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? Like perception. They think, man, he got rich and bought a big crib down Delaware.
And we talked about that. It was a. I think I was on a Zoom and they were talking about. I think Miss Barbara Muhammad, how she had helped the people that lived in the LV become a part of fix up the LV and
Exactly.
and switch up the LV, and how most of those men, they had like the lowest loss rate. You feel me? Like no one was coming through there still the windows and the
Because the
plumbing,
hood, they did it up Crosby Square.
because the hood was fixed, right?
They
And
did it up Crosby Square.
but those men didn't stay in the city of Chester. What they did was they moved down to Bear, Delaware, because they got high-paying union jobs, right? That allowed them to move. It's like, yo, I can't be great here because it's a city of surround. It's sharks out here.
Nah,
No,
hold
Hold on. I'm gonna say that.
I'm gonna go after him. I got a point for that.
I do a lot of reading. You know, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of writing. It's a proven fact that you are more successful when you leave from home. I don't know why, but it puts that light in you. It put that light under your ass to get up and do something when you're not so comfortable. Because when you're home, you're comfortable.
I agree with that, but we also have to cultivate like what people doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like on some real. Did you know Sam graduated from Chester High?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Sam and Sam's. He graduated from Chester High.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Multi-millionaire.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right here in Chester. You see what I'm saying? Like he graduated from Chester High.
But is he from our community? Again,
Yeah, he from Chester.
no, he could be.
You
from
could
Chester.
be from Chester, not be from Chester.
Listen, if you talk about Sam and Sam's, it's about at least 100 millionaires that are Caucasian that graduated from Chester High, that went to Chester High for high school, but they moved out.
But
So
do
that-
people know?
People,
But see what I'm
should
saying?
know.
Like, so
Who owns that if they
listen,
don't know?
listen, it's ours. It's our fault. Because we was talking about giving our kids hope. You see what I'm saying? And we was talking about a doctor. You was talking about visiting a doctor and them seeing a doctor. And what I'm telling you is a multimillionaire just went to Chester High that owns a business in Chester. You see what I'm saying?
Upland,
Upland, Chester, Upland. We give him our money.
right?
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it happened right here. Multi-millionaire. I know him personally. You see what I'm saying? On some personal, like he really don't live up here. He live down South Carolina. You see what I'm saying? He come up here and he's one of my mentors because he was actually still paying himself because he's a trained butcher. So he was coming, getting a check, owning the whole store. You feel me? And he only worked 15 days a month. Because that's how he conditioned his business. I'm a meat cutter from the 1st to the 15th. They don't need me no more. Right. I ain't gonna be slow cutting meat because he in there, and then he out. But he get a check and he own everything.
Right.
How is that my fault? You just said it's our fault for not. I don't know him.
Listen. Well, it's not. It's our
kinda
fault.
like-
It's our fault for not telling about the people we do know. You see what I'm saying? Pete just said it's a bunch of Caucasian millionaires in Chester. All right, who are they?
Seeing is believing. So if that's the fact, man, let's call him up now. Let's call him up. Let's get him to sit down. Because it's one thing to say, yo, I know him. It's another thing to say, yo, I can call him, tell him.
Nah, that's two different things, bro. That's two different things. What I'm saying is that somebody made it out. Kevin Hart made it out. He's from Philadelphia, from the Badlands. He made it out. If I say Kevin Hart is a true Philadelphia success story, you can't tell me to call him and get Kevin Hart to sit down and tell the kids something. You see what I'm saying? Nah, he made it out. But I'm telling you, it's possible to make it out. When I was coming up, it wasn't no hope. It wasn't no McDonald's All-Star game for Rondé. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't no Jameer Nelson in the league. You see what I'm saying? When we came up, it wasn't no hope. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't no Tyreek Evans. You see what I'm saying? We talking about Zane, Keith Wood. You see what I'm saying?
Shout out to Zane, man.
Shout out to Zane. Shout out to Zane. That's my guy.
I was at the game the other day, right? And I'm looking at the 1,000 point, and he has the highest total. 1953 is what he has. Why isn't his jersey retired?
Either it's Hassan Muhammad.
Right.
Man, I tie Zane with jersey. That's my guy. I'll retire it. Zane, my guy, man. Zane do a lot for the community that go unspoken. And
my son P, I ran out of here yesterday to take my son to Zane. I'm taking him to Zane at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock today.
My son is one. When my son old enough, he gonna see Zane.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
He gonna see Zane.
Zane got my son now. He said, man, why you get so lazy? I said, I don't know.
But look what we doing now. When we just talking about that, and I was just telling the brother last night in Zane's, 10 years ago before before Zane and Pooh Evans started training kids, we didn't even have basketball trainers.
We did.
You see what I'm saying? So now when you come out with this picture, this legendary picture with all these players on there, man, half of them wasn't even trained. You see what I'm saying?
They was trained by the streets.
By the streets.
And they were protected by the streets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so now we don't have no protection on the streets for these young men, which kind of coerces them to run to the protection of the hood.
See, because listen to this.
But back, I'm gonna even say this. So I graduated 2007, right? There was like just an unspoken word. Like if you play sports and you was in the streets, right? You play sports, you leave them alone. It was an unspoken thing. Like don't get me wrong, they did some fighting and stuff like that, but they weren't really in the streets. They played sports. It's not that's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. You either in it or you not in it.
Listen.
That's it.
See, all of that, like we was talking about, man, there's some things that just change it and never go back. You see what I'm saying? Like it'll never go back. And once it'll never go back, the genie's out the bottle. So this is how they move now. You see what I'm saying? Like it'll never go back to the times. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. When prices, I ain't gonna say what the price of it is, right? I'm just gonna give out a price. When price got to 1,200, it was never going back to 9.
It was
Yeah, it's never going back to 9.
never going.
You see what I'm saying? So the whole time,
that wasn't even my generation, but I just know that it never went
you see what I'm saying? But I was
never
part
going
of.
back to 8.
You see what I'm saying? And I was part of.
I wasn't even alive for 8, so I was
Listen, and I was part of the people that set the market value.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I remember sitting around and motherfuckers get their number and they make, we ain't going back down. They'll figure it out. You feel me? Like I remember, and now they resemble rates across the whole city.
Everywhere.
the world. I'm talking about
You see what I'm saying? So my point is this, man. Like we just gotta show these kids love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We gotta engage their interests and we gotta meet them where they at.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Like if they not ready, bro. If they not ready, they not ready, bro.
Right. And you keep talking to them though.
You say you keep talking to
What's
them.
up with you? You good?
You
What's
keep
up with
talking to
school?
them.
You feel
And
me?
before you know it, they gonna hit you with this joint. This motherfucker coming. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna start doing this, trying to get away from you. You see what I'm saying? But you keep staying on your joint and keep giving the message and keep delivering it. And then when they ready, and if they not ready, if they don't never get ready to the last and talking about to their very last breath, the thing they gonna remember is, man, he tried to look out for me my whole life.
My whole life.
I respect that.
That's
My
what's
whole
up.
life.
I respect that.
And that speaks to where you are as a person. I went to the school today, Toby Farms today, talked to a young man. You feel me? And he not a bad kid, right? He just wants the wrong things, right? And I was trying to ask him, you know, like why? Why do you want to be this person? And he was like, man, I don't know. So I got to explain to him about my son. He was like, yeah, I don't want to go to Chester High. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what school you want to go to? I want to go to school out Aston. I said, so you want to go to Sun Valley, right? I said, have you expressed that to your mom? 2 minutes later, he got up and walked away from the table. Now, I don't know what I said to him. You know what I mean? To get him to walk away from the table. But I gave him my card. I said, look, just hit me up, man. Whenever you want to talk, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's like challenging for children to see someone who cares about them and they don't know that person. right, for a child. Because I was like, yo,
It's a mental block.
your teacher emailed me. You
It's
know
a
what I'm
mental
saying?
block.
She talked to your mom. Your mom said it's cool, so I'm here, right? And I'm just here to give you that sounding board, bro. Somehow you can bounce ideas off of. I didn't have that, right? Where someone is accepting of who I am and understands what I'm going through, and can sit there and really talk and be like, yo, all right, cool, let's talk. Like, what you want to talk about? I said, hit me up anytime you want, bro. I gave both my cards. Hit me up whenever you want. You want me to come pick you up? Ask your mom if it's okay. Let me meet your mom. Let me talk to your mom.
All right, that's part of one of my programs, P. Like one of my programs as Team Stacks is not about just basketball. It's about mentorship for like kids with incarcerated parents or kids with parents that's deceased. You see what I'm saying? And all we asking is the brothers, the role models. And I hope you come join us, right? But all we asking is like, yo, man, take a kid out, man.
Right.
Take a kid out for one day, just one day. Just take a kid out.
That's equivalent to like the Big Brother, Big Sister program. Right?
Exactly, but
And now, why did we lose that program? That
What you
program
mean
was
why?
like,
What you mean why? What do you mean why? What do you mean why? Because it was beneficial. Anything that was beneficial was taken out of this city 10, 12 years
so
ago.
we need to make it. We can bring it back.
we
Money makes everything go round in this city. Right?
told you, bro.
Right.
You got
This would be the
told
very,
you.
this would be the very thing to burn my light out, right? Because it's like you want to put all this energy in it, and it's like
Nah, you got to get this. Is what you got to
you
do.
get there and you say, "Yo, I want to do this. I
but
got
guess
this
what?
great
Guess-
mindset, and I
guess
want
what
to do
we
this." And it's like,
understand
we
now?
don't got no money though.
We understand that we can get the grants to get the money in to do the things that we want to do. We just have to be forthright with it. We have to set up a 501c3. And we got to find somebody out here that's able to grant write. Then we got to make sure the grant writing is right. Then we got to make sure our organization is right. These are the things that we have to do because we can't keep on sitting here saying, oh, they don't do this, or this person can't do this, or this person can't do that. There are people that are helping me, right? And I'm sitting there, I can't, what? I can't do all this. You're tripping. No, I need you to do all this because this is your business. All right, sit down. I'm basically going to school to learn how to grant write, bro. And it's two people sitting there talking, y'all give me all this information. I still got to do basic things with the radio station. I still got to continue to move with my family. I got to continue to move for you. I got to continue to move for the DA. I got to move for the city. You feel me? And it's like, yo, y'all pulling me in 30 different directions, but I can't have a problem with that because I care.
And guess
'Cause I
what's going
want
to
things
happen?
to change.
And guess what's going to happen?
Great things going to happen.
And when they do, it's autopilot. It'll be right him.
He
It'll be
deserves
him.
it. I ain't
It'll
gonna lie
be
to you
him.
because
It'll
I
be
be
him.
around him. His phone calls, his phone never stop ringing.
See, but
The
you
problems keep coming.
But you can see it, bro.
Yeah,
Like
he
you would
deserve
have
it,
to
though.
be blind not to see somebody doing something or making strides. You see what I'm saying?
If you don't know, you can't.
Man,
see
we ain't had nothing. We had rest in peace, Master Blaster. Man, we had Master Blaster, Widener.
But this is what I'm saying though. Before I met JP, I didn't know who JP was, and it's not like a disrespect thing. I didn't know all the stuff he accomplished. I didn't know. Maybe I didn't care, but it wasn't in front of me for me to say, oh yeah, I know the accomplishments. I know what he trying to. You feel me? Achieve. These people. I know people that don't know who JP is. I speak highly on him now, and if they don't know you around me, you a fool. But at the end of the day,
That's
again,
them
about
people,
that
bro.
highway. I told him it's about we got to make it a bigger highway. We got to make it a bigger highway.
That's them people, bro. Them people the people
Jack.
with the mindset.
Pick.
Yeah, we gonna
We outta here, man.
Yeah, we gonna wrap this up, man. This was an interesting conversation, man. It felt like, I mean,
I'm
we
coming
just
back.
we was all over the place, man.
An
So
hour
I
and a
hope you
half,
stayed.
man.
I hope you stayed on, man, because it was a great conversation, and we coming up with solutions, man. Like we stating the obvious to figure out a solution. So if you have a solution. Now, I mean, feel free, man, to chime in and let Uncle P know, let myself know, Coach Buff, let Germ know, man, Germany know, and we gonna rock out, man. We just gonna rock out. It's because guess what, man? It's two different perspectives, but it's challenging the same issues.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's three different perspectives. I'm sorry, I forgot the engineer in the back, the engineer in the window.
It's okay.
All right, so the whole thing, man, is we here, man. We passionate. You see what I'm saying? Our light bulbs is on. We're focused. Know what I mean, shout out to JP going to sit to a school today. We here for these kids, yo. We here for these kids. We here for our community, man. We gonna cultivate, man. We gonna motivate, and we gonna stay positive. All right, so get with us, man.
CMPradio.net, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. As always, man, it was a great situation sitting here with Coach Buff, man. You know, Germ, man. I'm proud of these brothers, man. These people are a part of your community, right? So we have to continue to give good energy to the men of our community as well to the women. I'm trying to get some women up here that had the same conversation, Right, so let's go, man. It's CMPRadio.net, man. You already know it's the voice of the city of Chester. And also, man, you can give us some money, man. Yeah, there we go. We got a whole situation on GoFundMe. Give some money to the radio station so we can continue to bring you topics like this, conversations like this, man, right? And not charging people for it. So it's CMPRadio.net, man. Peace.